Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to the channel. It feels like it's been a minute. I haven't posted in about a week. This international break has seemed like it's been so much longer than I anticipated, and there wasn't too much news circulating. Obviously, the big win against Sevilla yesterday, which we'll briefly touch on, but I don't recall last year there being too long. Well, this one seemed longer than the previous international break about a month ago. I don't recall these two back-to-back international breaks, but this was a perfect way for Barcelona to end this last week and start the beginning of the club season again after this international break and segue into what I think is the most important week of Barcelona's season with Real Madrid on Sunday, or I think it's Sunday, and then Bayern at home in the Champions League on Wednesday. Because if Barcelona wants to be taken seriously, they want to be one of the favorites, arguably the favorites to win maybe La Liga in the Champions League, it starts this week. And you have to win both matches. At a bare minimum, you win one and you draw one. And the rest of the world will finally take Barcelona seriously. And Barcelona will be feared by the rest of Europe because at this moment right now, there's not one club that looks consistent and is playing really good football, not even Man City. Barcelona could easily become the best team in the world if they can come out of this week with 2 victories. And I think it's extremely possible. So what's on the agenda for today? I don't really want to bore you guys with a match analysis from the Sevilla match because we all watched, and I'm sure some of you have already listened to some match recaps. But I do want to highlight a couple key individuals and some great performances we saw yesterday in the Sevilla match, and then some that we've just been extremely impressed with, and one in particular that I was so blown away with that I had no idea would be this important in the squad, let alone even be in the squad in general. So I want to touch on that, and then we can transition into the Bayern and the Real Madrid match briefly. Let's talk about these players and their performances first, and then we'll get into that. The Sevilla match, again, they're not that great of a team this season, let's just be honest. But again, 5 goals. And like Pablo Torre scored 2 late goals. It wasn't like Barcelona played their starting 11. Frankie de Jong didn't play. Gavi came on extremely late. Dani Olmo didn't play. Still missing Arujo and Christensen. And Barcelona still was able to just destroy this team. And before we get into the match, I mean, Gavi is back. I mean, how excited and how like I got goosebumps seeing him get subbed on, and then Pedri gave him the captain's band. I mean, it was just, we've waited a year. Imagine how excited this kid is. The only thing I worry for him is he's so excited and is so ready to play. And of course, the first like big matches, like he comes back and immediately it's Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. I'm afraid he's going to be like overbearing and try and go like too aggressive. Like I hope he's able to still chill, take a step back and maintain his composure because I don't want him to get injured, but he's so excited to be here and what a perfect time for him and Frankie de Jong's return. But we got to take a moment because Pedri has been, I don't even know the word to use because I can't even say he's been great. He's 21 and at this pace, if he stays healthy, he's magical. And I will be the first one to admit, yes, there have been moments over the last 2 seasons where it's been so frustrating because he's so frequently injured, where I have openly stated, yes, if he continued down this path and it was like every season he was missing a huge chunk of time, I would consider selling him. And it was a big if though, which I did emphasize. If this kid stays healthy, he's going to be not just in this generation, he will be one of the greatest midfielders we've ever seen. And what he's doing right now, the way he keeps these defenders off balance, and the way he has this ball, and he has it on a string. It's insane. It's not normal. It's like Lamine Yamal. They're not normal. He scored an unbelievable goal yesterday. When Barcelona was awarded that penalty, it stemmed from Pedri. He had the perfect vision to look up and see Lamine Yamal and switches the field. He drives a perfect low ball right to Lamine Yamal, like 20, 30 yards, right to him. And then Lamine Yamal obviously does his thing, does his dance, and then they get fouled in the box. That all stemmed from Pedri's awareness to play it to Lamine Yamal and switch the pitch. And shout out Pedri. That's all I want to say. Now next is Casado. I am sure I speak on behalf of several of you watching this, maybe a lot of you. I really didn't even know who he was prior to preseason. I mean, I heard the name here and there, but I didn't really even know him. Let alone did I think he would make the first team. He is now one of our most important players with like the least experience on the pitch. And with how good he's been playing, there's no doubt in my mind that he has deserved and he has earned the starting spot. Even if the entire team is healthy, it's his spot to lose. I think Barcelona moving forward will be running him and Pedri as the holding midfielders. And then probably if Dani stays healthy, I think Dani Olmo will play as that cam. And I have no issues whatsoever with it being this way because he's been nothing short of fantastic. And the most pleasant surprise I think all of us Barcelona fans could have asked for, because going into the season there were so many questions. Who's going to replace Xavi? Okay, now it's Flick. Well, he did win a treble with Bayern, but then, the last 2 years weren't the greatest, and then he didn't have a great international stint with Germany. What can we expect with this? And then obviously a couple huge losses, with injuries. Are we going to keep Raphinha? Are we going to sell him? Are we going to get Nico? Are we going to sign another left winger? What are we doing? Are we signing a holding midfielder? And this season, the start to this season has been a complete shock, but one of the coolest surprises I think we could have ever asked for as Barcelona fans. Now, next, we don't have to get into Lamine Yamal because we know how incredible he is, but him, Lewandowski, and Raphinha, and this isn't biased. I'm pretty blunt. At this moment, and it's super early in the season, and we have a ton left to go, but if Barcelona, and in particular these three players, if they keep performing and, providing goals and assists at this rate, and Barcelona can win one or two trophies this season, right now, those three are probably in the top 5, 6 for the Ballon d'Or for 2025. And I know it's early, but still, it's what a sight to see. And if Barcelona wins a major trophy, there's nothing stopping one of those players, and even throw Pedri in the mix, from us seeing a Barcelona Ballon d'Or winner in 2025. I think it's extremely realistic, because if we look at their statistics, we have in 10 matches, Louis has 12 goals and 2 assists. That's insane. And he's 36, 37. Raphinha, 5 goals and 5 assists. Lamine Yamal, 4 goals and 6 assists in 10 matches, and he's 17. This productivity is not normal for any of these players. We did not expect any of this, and it's such a pleasant surprise, and we have Flick to thank for everything, because without him, we're back to slow build up, not pressing, very possession-based Barcelona football that really hasn't worked since the last year or two that Messi was here. And even at times then, it was frustrating to watch, but because Messi was on the pitch, anything was possible. So we have everything. Everything we have is because of Hansi Flick. So Hansi Flick, if you ever see this, we thank you. And he is the reason that we're having so much success right now. And another quick shout out to Koundé, because he is someone who vocalized that he wanted to play a center back, and he is transitioned to a very great right back who looks very mature and comfortable, as if he's been playing in this role his entire career, and he's still young. He's only 25. So another shout out to Koundé, and I'm excited to see what he can do against Bayern and Real Madrid, especially Madrid, if he can shut down those fast wingers, whether it's Mbappe or Vinicius. Now, looking into these next few matches, I expect the starting 11 to be the exact same as the Sevilla match. Only difference is I think Eric Garcia actually picked up a slight injury, so Fermin or Dani Olmo will have to take their place. Casado and Pedri, I think, aren't going anywhere. Now, my only concern, and I don't even want to say it's a concern, is I thought Dani Olmo would get some minutes in the Sevilla match. I did have to turn the match off for about the last 10 minutes, so I don't know if he got on. I don't think he did, but obviously not playing for over a month to playing in, one of the biggest matches of the season against Bayern. I just thought he would get some minutes, but again, nonetheless, Fermin, I think, did come in, so one of those two. And then I think Gavi and Frankie come off the bench, for sure Gavi. And I actually think it's weird. With the inconsistency of Real Madrid, part of me, the only reason I'm more nervous for Real Madrid is because the high line is, they almost got exposed a couple times, even against Sevilla, because they're not fast. And Real Madrid is so fast, I can just anticipate Mbappe and Vinicius getting a couple breakaway opportunities, because Barcelona's going to play the high line, and they know that they're faster than their defense, so they're going to wait behind midfield and then run on behind. That's my only worry. If that doesn't happen, I think Barcelona can win 2-0, 3-1, and I think that's being realistic, because Real Madrid they do not look very good, and obviously they're a big match team. They show up when it matters, and this matters a lot because it's Barcelona. And tensions are going to be extremely high. I think Barcelona, their form is so good and they're so well coached. I don't see how they lose either of these matches. And looking at Bayern, they don't have as much pace. Obviously, Elise and Musiala and Gnabry, they can move, but they're not like Mbappe, Rodrigo, or Vinicius at all. And Kane is pretty slow, and again, he's been scoring recently, but I don't know. There's something about the way this team just swarms and the energy they have. They're going to exhaust these other teams, and neither of them have looked that good. I honestly, honest to God, believe Barcelona will win 2-0, 2-1 both matches. And this would be the greatest redemption. Like a new coach, he beats his former team. Lewandowski gets revenge. Barcelona gets the revenge that they should have had on Real Madrid twice last season, and that they are the team to beat this season. The high line, honestly, I think that is my only concern, that in doing stupid fouls, because there is some inexperience. If they don't get beat from the high line in no stupid fouls that result in a red card or a PK, like I don't see how Barcelona loses. I just don't. And you let me know what you guys think down below, but I think we're about to experience one of the most exciting weeks of football for Barcelona in a long time. And I think we're all here for it. So let me know your thoughts about all this down below. Are there any players in particular that you guys are extremely excited to see or extremely proud of their performances so far this season? Anybody that I left out? And then what are your expectations moving into Bayern and Real Madrid? And what are your score predictions? Can Barcelona come out and win both matches? And if they do, are they going to be the clear best team in the world at this moment? Let me know your thoughts down below. And we'll see you guys back here next time on the GRETT Show.